So why didn't you guys tell me that just before we entered 2025, Cyril Ramaphosa was busy lying to the people about the state of our country? I mean, every time when you listen to politicians speak about the state of our country, especially the politicians that are in the government, the people that are enjoying the perks and the benefits, I mean, it tells you how out of touch these people are with the reality. I mean, there's a clip that I'm going to play. This is a lady reacting to what Cyril Ramaphosa was saying. I wanted to react only to what Cyril Ramaphosa was saying, but the reaction of this lady is golden. This is why I decided to have this lady on the screen to react to what President Ramaphosa was speaking about. So if you listen to Cyril, you would swear that in 2024 we had a wonderful year. This is basically what Cyril Ramaphosa is saying, that in 2024 we had a wonderful year. Despite you guys talking about unemployment rate, you guys talking about the ailing infrastructure, you guys talking about the businesses closing down, we're talking about load shedding, destroying your businesses. According to President Cyril Ramaphosa, we had a wonderful year in 2024. Just listen to what he says.
Economy is slowly but steadily improving. More South Africans are finding jobs.
Did you guys hear that? Cyril Ramaphosa says that more South Africans are finding jobs. More South Africans are finding jobs. And these people will come with their statistics and say that, no, you know, the statistics South Africa says 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But if you live on the ground, you know how bad the situation is. Me, I live in the townships. I know how bad the situation is, especially now that it's January, man. More people are frustrated, more people are depressed because it is the start of a new year and people cannot find jobs. And you know what happens when people cannot find jobs? They fall into depression, man, especially the people that have graduated last year. These people are going to find out hard way how bad things are in the country. There are people that have already have already heard how bad things are in the country. This is the reason why sometimes when you look at our youth, you look at the fact that most of our young people in this country, they resort to drugs, they resort to alcohol. I mean, like, of course we can blame them and say a lot of things about them, but mostly it's because a lot of them, they feel useless in their own homes. They are being made to feel useless, that yeah, you went to university but you cannot even find a job. Like these are kind of things that young people are dealing with in this country. This is why when you look at the suicide rates, it is very up. This is why when you look at crime rates, it is very up, because people are trying to do everything in their power to put food on the table. But no, according to the president, more people found jobs in 2024.
More South Africans are finding jobs.
Jobs.
Inflation has been falling, making essential goods more affordable for households. In 2024, South Africa achieved its very first primary budget surplus in 15 years. Public sector.
Which surplus? Which South Africans have found jobs in this past year, 2024? Which economy is doing well? Which households can afford the lifestyle in South Africa? How many South African households are able to put food on the table? Because this is the opposite of what is actually happening.
Exactly.
A lot of our people are actually struggling to put just a meal on the table. And that's just the reality. Let's continue.
Yeah, like talking about food on the table, man. It is sad. It is sad. It is sad because Ramaphosa can sit there with his own statistics, but the people that are on the ground, they know what the situation is like. That's why I'm saying that most of us, maybe it's because we live in the wrong circles, but most of us, we know the people that have lost jobs instead of the people who have found jobs. Many people that I know, they have lost jobs. These people were working for a couple of years, but they have lost jobs. This is the reality that we know. This is the reality that we know. Speaking about putting food on the table, speaking about the inflations, speaking about food being cheaper, like it is a lie, guys. It is a lie. We live in the reality. We live in the reality. This is a billionaire of a president who cannot even relate to what average people are going through. So how can the president sit there to pretend like things are cheaper? How can the president sit there to pretend like more people can actually put food on the table? Like, who is this guy actually representing? You know, every time when Ramaphosa comes out to speak, like, this is one of the questions that I ask myself a lot. Who is Ramaphosa actually representing? Because clearly he is not representing the people of this country. I mean, if you look at the same statistics that Cyril Ramaphosa and his friends are looking at, you look at South Africa, we are number one when it comes to unemployment rate. We are number one by far when it comes to unemployment rate. So how can the president say that more people are finding jobs? How can how can you say that, man? How can you say that when the firms are closing down? How can you say that when the mines are closing down? The people that we grow up, these people were working in the mines. When we grow up, these people no longer works. These people who used to work in retail, they no longer work. These people, they used to work in the firms. These people, they no longer work because the firms are closed. But the president says that no, more people can put food on the table. The inflation is down. Like, man, it is so sad, man. It is so sad. It is so sad because if you listen to what Ramaphosa is saying, clearly he's not speaking with the people of this country. Maybe he's directing this message to some of the people outside of the country to say that no, South Africa is doing fine. We are doing fine. Things are okay in this country. But clearly he is not speaking with the people of this country. Clearly.
Can afford the lifestyle in South Africa. How many South African households are able to put food on the table? Because this is the opposite of what is actually happening. A lot of our people are actually struggling to put just a meal on the table. And that's just the reality. Let's continue.
Investment has risen for another straight year.
Ramaphosa says the logistics sector is also showing signs of improvement.
Jesus!
And that long delays in handling imports and exports in South Africa's ports has been reduced, and rail freight is also flowing more efficiently.
Business confidence to enhance investment is on the rise. International investors...
Which rail freight? Which rail freight is running efficiently in South Africa? Because the truth of the matter is that our railways has been stripped off and abandoned. It's been a while that we've ever seen any rail freight or any trains running in South Africa. That's just another subject that needs to be attended to. Hi, Bonko Siam.
Especially, you know, I like when Ramaphosa speaks about the investments, man. Like, this is how Cyril Ramaphosa was sold to the people of this country, that no, this is a guy that is going to bring a lot of investment. The business people, they have a lot of confidence in Cyril Ramaphosa. So South Africans must chill down. Many of them, they are going to find jobs. You people must chill down, man. You have the best president. This guy is a business magnate. He is known globally because of his business, and he is going to run South Africa like business. Everything turned out the opposite. Everything turned out the opposite. So I wonder, man, how can the guy sit there with a straight face and say all of these things? Like, it baffles me every time when Ramaphosa stands on stage to say something. Like, it baffles me, man. It really does baffles me, because I'm like, is this guy living in the same reality that we live in? Is this guy living in the same reality that we live in? I mean, you know, the saddest thing about Cyril Ramaphosa is because he honestly believes that he's doing a wonderful job. So, like, Cyril Ramaphosa, he honestly believes that he's doing a wonderful job. I mean, even with the community in Bezos that the president has had, the people on the ground, they have never rejected the president to say that, but Ramaphosa, you are doing a terrible job. We are suffering under your administration. So he looks at that and say that whenever I do the community in Bezos, many people will come to the in Bezos. And these people will not stand up and protest against me. So it means that I'm doing a wonderful job. His comrades in the ANC, they are saying, no, but the president, everything is fine. Magnifique. You know, these people are benefiting, they're enjoying all the perks and the benefits. So, of course, they are going to tell him that he's doing a good job. So, Cyril Ramaphosa, deep down in his heart, he honestly believes that he works hard for the people of this country. Like deep down in his heart, that's what he believes. And that is the most dangerous part about Cyril Ramaphosa, because in 2027, they are going to the elective conference in the ANC. He's going to fight to continue to be the ANC president. He's going to fight to continue to be the ANC president so that he can continue to be the president of this country. He's going to fight for that. And it is dangerous. It is dangerous. Man, it is so sad, man. It is so sad that we have a president that cannot even relate to any of the things that we are going through, man. I mean, you look at people like Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a billionaire. Is a billionaire that has been rich all of his life. But when he speaks with the American people, he knows what the average American people are going through. He knows the struggles of average American people. And that's why Donald Trump won. That's why Donald Trump won. It's because when he speaks, the average people in the United States, they say, okay, this guy is representing me. This guy understands what we are going through. When Donald Trump speaks about the food prices, when Donald Trump speaks about the fuel prices, he knows that these are the things that are actually hurting the average American people. But when you sit down and listen to Cyril Ramaphosa, he will never even acknowledge the fact that the electricity is killing the people. You have like it is the. I remember 2 days ago, I bought an electricity for 200 rands and I got 91 units. I got 91 units. I mean, when you listen to the taxi drivers, man, these people are crying. They cannot make money anymore because the petrol is so expensive. They cannot make money anymore because the petrol is so expensive. They are just working because they are used to working, and of course, like, what can they do? But you will never hear the president of this country addressing the basic issues that are making people's lives harder. You will always hear him speaking about the investment conferences of the G20. You will always hear him speaking about all of these terminologies instead of just speaking about the things that are making average South Africans struggle. It is sad.
Sector is also showing signs of improvement.
Jesus!
And that long delays in handling imports and exports in South Africa's ports has been reduced, and rail freight is also flowing more efficiently.
Business confidence to enhance investment is on the rise. International investors.
Which rail freight? Which rail freight is running efficiently in South Africa? Because the truth of the matter is that our railways has been stripped off and abandoned. It's been a while that we've ever seen any rail freight or any trains running in South Africa. That's just another subject that needs to be attended to. Hi, Bonko Siam.
Sentiment towards South Africa has improved, with more companies seeking to invest or expand their presence in our economy. As this happens,
and who's going to benefit?
More jobs will be created.
Guys, we have ourselves to blame, man. We have ourselves to blame.
More.
As
guys, we have ourselves to blame, man, for all of this nonsense that we have put ourselves in. As South Africans, man, we have ourselves to blame. I swear to God.
in South Africa. So The economy is gone. People are not working. That's just the truth.
Livelihoods will be supported and more local businesses will be sustained.
The president also said...
Which local businesses? Which local businesses?
I mean, speaking about the local businesses, the president won't even acknowledge that because of load shedding that was caused by the ANC, 60% of people who started businesses, those businesses failed. Those businesses failed. Now people are in debt. And this was done by the ANC. So they said, okay, it's fine. We understand that more people cannot find jobs. You know, we are actually encouraging you guys to start your own businesses. And guess what? Those businesses failed. Because they could not keep the lights going. Those businesses failed because there is no wood. Basic stuff. They cannot do the basic stuff. So for him to say that more local businesses will be supported, what the hell is he talking about? What local businesses? What local businesses? I mean, these are the same people that have allowed the people to get into this country, to jump the borders, to get into this country, and to operate these death traps that they call the spaza shops. South Africans were shocked when Ramaphosa said that we are giving these people 21 days to register these businesses, otherwise we are going to close these businesses. That's when South Africans actually realized that no, man, most of these businesses are not even registered. And the ANC did nothing about it. If it wasn't for those cases of young people dying for eating this contaminated food, people falling sick for eating that contaminated food, these people were still going to operate their illegal small businesses with no disruptions. And the ANC government actually allowed that to happen. They knew that these people were operating majority in the townships where black people live. The same black people that the ANC says that we are the representatives of. They allowed the people to operate without the licenses. They allowed these people to sell contaminated food to black people. And when people started dying, they said, no, we have to make sure that these businesses are registered. That's why most people went out to try to register businesses. And that is a scandal on its own. The fact that these people got into the country and operated tens of thousands of shops without any licensing, it is a scandal of its own. It is a scandal of its own. But unfortunately, this is one of those scandals that is just going to be swept under the carpet. It is going to be swept under the carpet. But it is a huge scandal. It is a huge scandal, and it is a biggest betrayal. The fact that children died in the hands of the same people that are operating without licenses. Children died. Children died. Children died. Children died in the hands of these people. So Ramaphosa talks about local businesses. What the hell is he talking about? What local businesses? What local businesses?
Because the very same government, the very same presidency, the very same president, the GNU and the ANC, they are prioritizing illegal foreigners to even take over spaza shops from our townships. So even the township economy is gone. What did they do this past years as we continued to lose our kids through food poisonings? They said they must go and register their spaza shops so that they can be legal. So let's just not lie.
As the turnaround done by some of the state-owned entities will encourage greater investment and make them more efficient.
We are emerging from a debilitating energy crisis that caused immense hardships for our people, households, and businesses. The country has now gone for 280 days without load shedding.
I mean, is the president aware of how many townships, how many places that are still experiencing load shedding. But now they rebranded the load shedding, they say that it is load reduction. I still experience load shedding till today. So whenever these people go on television to say that we have over 200 days without load shedding, I honestly get furious, knowing very well that my electricity goes off now and then. I get furious. I get furious.
We continue the work to get more power onto the grid, to drive massive new investment in electricity generation, and to establish a more competitive electricity market.
Which was
This
liberate.
has been a year in which government intensified the fight against crime.
Don't even go there. Don't even go there. Don't even go there. Don't even go there.
And improved support for survivors of gender-based violence.
Way.
However, our
How?
primary focus must remain on the prevention of gender-based violence against young girls and the women of our country.
Ramaphosa also
As a nation, as South Africans, we've never ever found ourselves as women, as children, vulnerable. So vulnerable. Not protected at all under the so-called leadership of democracy. Never ever in South Africa.
Man. Man, I'm done, man. I'm done with Ramaphosa, man. I'm done with Ramaphosa. He cannot even talk about protecting women and children when so many women and children are being slaughtered, literally being slaughtered in this country. It is a shame that women in this country are not even feeling safe. Women cannot even just go to town feeling safe. They don't know what is going to happen to them. They cannot even go to the shops without thinking that something can happen to them. And the president is speaking about now, we have strengthened, like, that's why I'm asking, who is Ramaphosa speaking to? Because clearly he's not speaking with the people of this country. He's not speaking with the people of this country. Guys, please tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button. And the most important part is subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso. I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Hi, Ramaphosa.